This was a paid request from Kingpin. If anyone wants to request any type of videos, whether it be a movie review, re-review, stuff to do with TV, video games, full playthrough, 1 hour playthrough, whatever the case may be, topic, tier list, random thoughts, reactions, commentaries, whatever the case may be, PayPal is usually the best bet. Do have a Patreon and a CashApp because people have asked about those. Links are down below in the info box. Down there near my balls where this show can suck. Although with this bitch, she bitch, I don't want it near me, my balls, my cock, my ass, my face, or my soul. Because this is without a doubt one of the worst TV shows I've ever seen in my life. I know that's hyperbole. I know that may be deemed over the top. But this is literally one of the most cringiest, obnoxious, pointless shows. And one of the worst things to come out of the MCU. Because, like, there's bad movies, but they're 2 hours or boring ass 2.5, 3 hours. This is, with 9 episodes, like 4.5 hours, give or take. I mean, each one's about half an hour, 9 episodes. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, but like 4.5 hours. A pain. That She-Hulk becomes such a crappy, terrible, bitchy, obnoxious, dewy, dickwad character that every other week they have to have a cameo from someone you may like more because no one likes the star. No one likes the lead character. With an ending that's like, we know it sucks, but we're saying it sucks, but it still sucks, and you writers suck, and should get fired. Where every other scene, every other bit is, hey, do you know women are better than men? Do you know men suck? Do you know men are shitheads? Do you know they suck dick and cock and dick cock? Do you know that they lit the taint slowly, like they're running to lit a snowman? How long does it take to lick a whole snowman? That's how long they take to suck and lit the taint. Because all men suck. And women rule, and boys drool. Sandlot rule store style. You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. With Buttfoot Ruffalo, crybaby extraordinaire. Charlie Cox, I don't know how you got roped into this. Maybe it's like, hey, a little deal with the devil so you can get your TV show at the end, which I know they're doing. And I liked the Daredevil show, more so the first 2 seasons. The third is, but they could easily screw it up. And terrible special effects that I'm not going to nag on the effects guys, because the effects guys and gals and boths and neithers, they're overworked and underpaid. You can find countless stories about how they're worked to the point of just stress-inducing, to level of pity. I have pity on the effects people that work on this stuff. Because they're working on crap, first off. Second off, they're underpaid. Third off, they're overworked. And it's just, they've been treated terribly. You can find countless articles and countless info, but Disney is all about family. You ain't Vin Diesel. Okay? You're not even Fast and Furious 4, which I think that film sucks. And yet, as much as that film sucks, as much as Fast X sucked, I'd rather watch that than this. Does it may suck, but it wasn't 4.5 hours of suckage. And you have Tatiana, whatever, I don't remember her damn name, as She-Hulk. Jen. Okay. I never read She-Hulk, the comics. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say I'm an expert when I never read a damn comic. I've seen pictures, I've seen snippets of comic book covers, comic book panels. From what I understand, her origin was pretty cool. Well, it was more interesting where there was an assassination attempt and she got hit and her cousin, Bruce Banner, had to give her his blood. By giving enough blood, that helps cause her change into She-Hulk. But from what I understand, when she's regular person, she's shy, she's in her shell, but She-Hulk is a way of her expressing herself and being vibrant and outgoing and daring. That's not the case, because whether she's Jen or She-Hulk, she's the same damn person. And from the beginning of the show to the end of the show, because there ain't no season 2. And don't hold your breath for a season 2. She's the same bitch. She's the same obnoxious, cringy wench from minute 1 to the last episode and the last minute. She's the same person. She has no character art. She has no character development. She hasn't learned a lesson. None of that. She's a walking billboard for sexist women's rights. She's a walking Karen of the green variety. This should be just called Karen. Or bitch. More like it. She bitch. She devil. Well, they already took that name. Well, this belongs more in this. And just the story. It's hard to even say this has a story, because so many of this, it's like 9 episodes and most of them are filler. Filler that meant nothing. She went to a wedding. Because random wedding episode. She went to group therapy. Why? To get control of her anger. But that's never brought up. That's nothing about that utilized in the future. It's, we have this girl and she's a She-Hulk. Let's put her in a wedding. But it's mostly Jen and her boring ass. Let's put her in group therapy. Let's do all this other stuff that is boring as hell and unfunny as hell. See, comedies do this thing called making a laugh. And this decides to be like, I'm going to go a different route. Let's make it not funny. Let's have a comedy show that's never funny. That if I shave my balls with a cheese grater, I would get more laughs than this. And this was a time where you're sick and tired of hypocritical Disney giving you the riot act, giving you lessons and lectures of, no, you didn't say the magic word. Kiss her feet. Kiss my ass. You didn't say the magic word. Get on your knees. No, get on your knees and suck my dick. Okay? They give you these lectures about how awful men are and how tough it is for women in the workforce, how tough it is for women in the workforce again. Even though she never goes through any toughness throughout the entire show, everything comes easy to her. She doesn't have to learn anything. She just knows it and she does it better. She's never in trouble. There's no danger. There's no suspense. She's never in a fight that she may lose. Where there is no threat. There was, you'd almost say there was barely, I was going to say barely a villain. I mean, there is a villain, but it's just... And who was this made for? It's not made for kids. Because you got people giving people the middle finger and all this other stuff. It's not made for men because it hates you. It is for women, but I think a lot of women watch this show and go, these are the bitches. They're not women, the bitches. I keep saying that word because they're not women in this show. They're beaches. Biatches. Bitches. Bye, Felicia. They all could kiss my ass. Every character could kiss my ass in this show. And then they further take established characters and flush them down the drain by making them weak or out of character or a pansy-ass wuss. What's that? A wuss. It's a wussy, but even worse. Wuss. It's just a wussy. I haven't even talked about the first episode yet, but again, this message of the matriarchy and how much better it is and how men will do this and this and this to you, and anytime you look at a man, if they slightly look at you, they must be ready to the pissed. They must be wanting to get in your jockstrap. I would say panties, but with the way some of these women, it could be a jockstrap too. How about you sniff them instead? And yes, I'm throwing a lot of insults because 9 episodes wants to insult me as a man. Just because I have a balls and dip between my legs, I'm supposed to be sorry about that? No, I'm not going to be sorry about that. I like what I have. You can like what you have. But stop hating us because of what we have. Because we exist. So many times it's like they hate you because you exist. And yeah, piss poor special effects. When there's action, it's piss poor. Again, they crap on established characters. Terrible music, and twerking. Megan Thee Stallion twerking her fat ass, and then she'll twerking her fat ass. Twerk way up a tree and dive right onto my dick like a pogo stick, and then thrust up and you get the fuck out of Dodge. How about them apples? And oranges, whatever else I throw at you. The first episode, she breaks the fourth wall. I believe that's part of her character. Much like Deadpool. But Deadpool was actually kind of funny. And was actually kind of witty. And was actually kind of creative. All 3 Deadpool films. Because I liked all 3. To varying degrees, but I liked all 3. Here, Jen is a hateful, spiteful, obnoxious tweed. I know I don't know what a tweed is. It just sounded good to me right now. So this tweed twat waffle is going down. Oh yeah, she's a lawyer. She stops and goes, "Hey, let me tell you what happened." I'm like, I don't give a rat's ass, but you don't tell me anyway. Cool. Not cool, because this exists. She's with her cousin Bruce, played by Mark Ruffalo, a.k.a. Mark the Simp, a.k.a. Marky Mark and his Simpy Bunch, with his sippy glass that he needs because he's a baby. He's a baby. How be sucking his titty, Mark, you baby? How you big baby? Baby. Because he tries all the time. He tries on Twitter. He tries on X. He probably tries when he sleeps. He tries when he eats. He tries when he fucks, if he did fuck with the needle dick. I'm sorry if you want to cry at guys because maybe they have something called hairs on their balls and you wish you had balls or you wish they would drop. Maybe mine can drop in your mouth. I don't like Mark Ruffalo. He cries and complains about everything. No one cares about you. No one gives a crap. Alright? Please, do whatever. Just do it out of my face. He's a crybaby, and he helped make the Hulk a complete, utter puss. With capital puss. The Hulk is a puss. A pussy. He's a pussy. I said a pussy. He is. And the Hulk, ever since he got his butt kicked in Infinity War, was too afraid, came back as a smart Hulk. I know the smart Hulk was a thing. But the way it's done, and he's so much smaller, and he's so much more annoying, and any amount of cool badassness is taken away. You know what you did? You did get rid of the rage, but you also got rid of his testosterone. You got rid of his balls. You also took a pair of scissors and just, I don't know. I did not know you could cut the balls off the Hulk, but you did it, and this really proved that. Because Mark Ruffalo, you know what? Eric Bana, Edward Norton, and especially Bill Bixby were all better than you, dude. You were fine in the Avengers and such, but just I hate the way this character looks. I hate the way this character acts. I hate how he's such a wimp. I hate how he's going to try to teach all these things to She-Hulk, but she knows everything and she's better. She's stronger. She learned faster. She learned to control rage faster. And all that that Mark Ruffalo was teaching meant nothing because she didn't need it. She didn't learn anything. She didn't need to learn anything. So her being there was pointless other than, oh, it's the first episode, so let's have the Hulk that people know and like in it, although he's a wimpy-ass dirtbag in this. So I don't like him. But yeah, let's just have that be a thing and cameo. Because we can't sell it on the character. We can't make her interesting. We can't make her funny. We can't make her likable. So have the Hulk in episode 1. Have Wong from Doctor Strange. Have Abomination from The Incredible Hulk from 2008. Have Daredevil. Because we can't... You mean we're supposed to have this show on our own? No, we can't do that. With such great dialogue, like them debating on if Captain America is a virgin. Because I'm sure that has never been a conversation anyone's ever had in their life, because they're not weirdos. Only a weirdo would fixate on if Captain America was a virgin. And that's one of the first things we're supposed to, I don't know, are we supposed to get behind the lead character and, what's the word I'm thinking of? We're supposed to, yeah, she's one of us. She's one of us, guys. She's talking about Captain America fucking, and is he a virgin? What? Am I going to talk with someone and say, hey, I love the Ninja Turtles. You think Raphael's a virgin? Hey, I think he's he must be a virgin because he's a turtle. No, because they looked at me as if I had 3 heads. And probably tell me to get the fuck out of the car and walk home. So while her pussy gets wet trying to talk about Captain America, whether he's a virgin or not, they get in a car accident, and the way they're both wounded because Bruce Banner has this thing, thanks to Tony Stark and such, he could stay as Bruce Banner. They're both hurt. He didn't turn. But the way she pulls him out is like purposely, let's get the blood right in there in her open wound. Yeah. See, we can't have it be where this assassination attempt and Bruce saves her because, number one, that's a guy doing something good. That's a guy being a hero. That's a guy being selfless instead of selfish. And no, that'd be... Oh, the man has to give the Hulk... The man gave the lady the power. So, she only got this power because the man gave it to her. That's still what happened, dumbasses. It's still, he gave it to her. Only you took away... It didn't help her by doing that. It just hurt Bruce Banner Hulk. Oh, he's a hero. He's going to do this tough decision, but it's something that needed to be done. That would have helped. She would have been the same, and it would have helped him. But no, we can't do that. Because it's not about storytelling. It's about politics. You want to say DUI, but it's DEI. But maybe you would get a DUI because you drink so much after watching this shit and go home and you would get a DUI. But after the car accident, she's kind of out of it. She wakes up. She goes to a bar. And then they look like hookers. A bunch of hookers come into the bathroom. And they see that she may be hurt. She may be distressed. So, A, do you call the police? B, call 911. Or C, give her a makeover. They give her a makeover. Okay, if she got beaten up, or if she got hurt, or she got... What does putting makeup on her help? How does it help her? How about, call 911? You ever heard of those numbers? Like a bunch of hookers comes in and goes, hey, you may be hurt. I was in a car accident when I was in my teens. The last thing I would want is someone to come up and go, oh, you got a cut on your eyeball? Which did happen. I was in the back seat. This is like, again, when I was in middle school. I was in the back seat, some stuff happened. Car rolled over into the ditch. I think it was this eyeball was cut. So it was, I couldn't see. I forget what the term is. It puffed out so I couldn't open it. But if someone came up and said, hey, let me do some makeup on you, I'd be like, no, that's the last thing I want. Okay? But no, they made her look like a hooker. They give her clothes like she's a streetwalker. She comes out, and some women go, hey, man, how's it going? Hey, what's up? Now, yeah, they're trying to hit on her, because guess what? Guys like women. And here's a secret. There are women who like guys as well. And usually that's how it happens is, well, eventually a man and a woman meet. That means one has to go talk to the other. So they do that, and they don't grab her. They don't threaten her. They don't throw stuff at her. They don't pull out a switchblade. No, say, how's it going? And she turns and she just assaults the shit out of them. Beats them up. Again, why? Yeah, you could have some bad men, because there are some bad men in the world. That's true. You could have these guys be okay, they saw a woman, they don't have some fun with her, so they bring out a switchblade, they bring out something, and make it more obvious, or they grab her arm. They grab her, come on, sweet thing, and dragging her, and then she could turn and do that, defend herself. That wasn't the case here. Why? I don't know. Because I think that would have actually worked better for the scene than this. Something tackles her. She wakes up, and Bruce, as the Hulk, smart Hulk, listens to Spanish music. And Jen, a.k.a. She-Hulk, is a cringe, obnoxious, unlikable Karen. Oh, you call yourself smart Hulk, huh? You call yourself that because you think you're so great and so powerful? And he even said, no, other people call me that. Oh, yeah, but you don't change and you didn't try to say you should do that. But, bitch, please, why don't you shut up? Put your foot in your mouth and swallow. This character. And I'm talking about not the actress, the character. Because I don't know the actress. I don't just squat about the actress. Other than she wasn't funny. But the way this character's written, like she'll do jokes like, because I'm better than you? Because I'm better than you? And then throughout the episode, the Hulk is trying to tell her about, I've had, 15 so years of research, and here are my notes, and she's like, I don't need all that. I do it all the time to control my rage. When I'm catcalled, I do it infinitely more than you. It's like, it has to be, I'm better than you. Not, I need to grow as a person. Think about, like, Iron Man. Tony Stark. This is a guy who built weapons, and he was a bit full of himself. He had to learn take a little bit of the ego out of the equation. And I made mistakes. I created weapons that have done horrible things. I need to fix that. Captain America was physically so fragile that he couldn't do anything. He had the heart, he didn't have the body, and then eventually that came to be. Doctor Strange, he's got full of himself, he's doing stuff, he's great with his hands, great as a surgeon, but he'll only pick jobs that will help satisfy his ego or look good in the papers, whatever the case may be. So he needs to eat a piece of humble pie, which he does. These are actual arcs that people go through. Not the case with this. Even Ryan Reynolds in Deadpool, where we see what kind of person he is, and then he gets cancer, and then the love he has with this woman. This is a person who is definitely not perfect, far from it, but has a bit of a heart to him. This is just an annoying twat where they just do all these tests about and to make her better, and she's a brat. Fine, teach me how to be the Hulk. She can throw a rock farther. Well, to be fair, the Hulk does throw the rock, but initially she did better, or she did the clap, and she might as well get the clap, and it's hurt Hulk's ears. Hulk punches down, it crumbles. She punches down, it crumbles more. She gets in a fight with the Hulk. Later, it goes to a standstill. Even though she's had no experience in fighting, no experience in any of this, she just all of a sudden got it. You know what was cool in Iron Man when he's trying to do the thing and oh shit, and he falls down and it screws up, he gotta try it again. We can't ever do that because it thinks us being relatable to her is, I talked about Captain America was a virgin or not. That's not relatable. And Hulk just became just a gigantic pussy. And in their fights, it's a standstill. What was the point of him having her there other than, here's my cameo? She learned nothing. She could have left after 1 or 2 days. Within 5 minutes. Like she was freaked out and then, oh, okay, I can handle it. And she can just turn back and forth and do all this other stuff. She learns nothing. She accepts nothing. And when she leaves, she's like, I was right and Bruce was wrong. She goes to her court. This villain, Tatiana, comes in. Or, I keep getting confused. What was the lead girl's name? And then what was the villain's name? Okay, yeah, the lead girl was Tatiana. So, then no wonder. Titania was the villain. Tatiana is the lead actress. But Titania is another actress, a villain, whatever, okay. I was getting a bit confused, sorry. Tatiana, which I don't know if she's from the comics, I didn't know who the hell she was, comes in to kill the jurors, and pretty quickly, boom, boom, beats her, fine. I'm like, oh, okay, she just, in this world, in this universe, she could be Thanos in 8 seconds. Oh, boop, 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 boop. Okay. I gotta go get to my lawyer business now. Let's get through episode 2. She-Hulk, she thinks is a dumb name. She complains about vigilantes saying they're for billionaires and narcissists. Talking about Tony Stark. Which is nice to say that about a guy that you would think at this point they know he literally sacrificed himself so billions and billions of people can be back, alive. Just, I would think that would be some kind of news. That somehow someone would have mentioned, yeah, Tony Stark, he's the reason all you people came back. If not, why would you not? So that's nice, that's nice to think of it that way. And episode 2 is a big nothing burger. She gets fired. because you're a liability now. No one will hire her. She gets a new job. Martin Baker from Perfect Strangers is her dad. I like the actor. I like that he was a good dad. But he's only in like 2 episodes. He's in this one and a little bit of the last episode. I'm like, that's when they bring up stuff and then they do nothing with it. Oh, she's got a good dad, and maybe some back and forth where this person she'll get some teachings from and she'll get some pointers. No. And I will, okay, Martin Baker is one of the few people, one of the few men they don't treat as complete dumbass or scumbag. So I like the dad. But I like Martin Baker because I remember Perfect Strangers. So her job is to represent Tim Roth. And what they did to the Abomination is blasphemy. Where he's Tim Roth I thought was pretty good, and he was the villain in the Incredible Hulk 2008 film. Because he's been in jail this whole time. He's like this guy that's ready to be a guru, and I'm very sorry for what I did, and I'm very sorry. I'm sorry about what happened, and yes, a completely different vibe than he was in 2008's film, but the point is that, hey, all this time has passed, you haven't seen him, but he's changed. She's supposed to represent Tim Roth. She wants the okay from Bruce, since the guy tried to kill Bruce. He's like, yeah, that was so many years ago. I'm a completely different person. Literally. Yeah, don't remind me, Mark, because he was better than you. And I know Edward Norton is not the... He's a guy, a bit of a control freak. From what I understand, he'd be a bit of a prick to work with, but... On the flip side, maybe he was a prick because he saw this stuff on the wall. Maybe not exactly this stuff, but, wanting more control, wanting to treat the character more serious. And if this is what he saw on the wall and he walked away, then, I hate to say it, maybe he was right. Maybe he did the right decision. Maybe, he did the right decision. Maybe not to his bank account, but he would have fallen in line like a lot of these celebrities do and just walk the walk and talk the talk that Disney tells him to, and then it'd be him doing all this ridiculous shit. Pretty much, she finds out Abomination had escaped to fight in this gladiator game, and she's like, well, that sucks. And then the episode ends. Just like nothing happened. We introduced Tim Roth to Abomination. She's fired. She gets hired. Gets a new desk with a great window view. And nothing happened in this episode. Completely filler. Other than Martin Baker's the dad, there's nothing else I got out of this. Episode 3. She's like, I know you can't wait to see Juan. I'm like, yes I can, because Benedict Wong is fine in Doctor Strange, but it's not as if I look forward to seeing that character. Oh man, what's Juan doing now? I'm like, I don't really care. And they try to build it up at first as if it's going to be someone else. But then no, it's it's going to be Doctor Strange, but it's Juan. And then she's like, just remember whose show this is. Yeah, the one that no one likes. It belongs to the character that is perhaps the least likable character. So that's why you need all these damn cameos. Think about Hulk in 1, Abomination in 2, 1 and 3. So she's looking into, I gotta talk to Tim Roth because why did he do this? Oh, Juan forced him to do it because he needed to test his skills. And Tim Roth allowed to go back to his cell. Of course, I'm thinking, this is completely idiotic of Juan to do. You telling me with all that magic and all those books and everything, because you're the librarian, there's no spell to be like, let's create a creature, a monster of anything to train against? That you literally have to break out a convicted... I mean, are we to assume he did kill people? Or at least mangle them in 2008 Hulk? Break them out of jail for you to train for a bit? And you don't see anything wrong with that? That seemed really weird. Oh, the subplot is, this is the one with Megan Thee Stallion. And I had to write this stuff down so I could remember this. Because there's a subplot where the guy who is a prick to our lawyer lead twat and her butt boy girlfriend, the guy who's a complete prick, he apparently thought he was going to be with Megan Thee Stallion, but you find out it was a shapeshifter who is a light elf from Asgardian. And she's annoying and awful too. Because she's completely changing into the judge at one point during the courtroom. The guy's a prick, but you're still screwing with people, stealing their money. Which, I mean, that may be a prick, but it's not right. Oh yeah, by episode 3 they have this bit where social media is shown as to what they think about She-Hulk. And one guy goes, they took Hulk's manhood away and gave it to a woman. And then another guy goes, why don't you just make your own? So they're feeding into the people that don't like them. I'm not going to call them trolls. But I'm going to call them concerned citizens of the media brigade. Talk. Sorry, my brain cells blew out of my ass, but it came out of my mouth. So, thankfully, you can't smell it. No, the people who were worried about this show, the people that saw the trailers, that knew about what you had done with your history of your terrible writing, terrible movies, terrible shows, that you had not had a good film in a long while, they kind of knew. See? My cat has the hiccups. My cat literally has the hiccups thinking about this shit. If you don't hear that, my cat has the hiccups now. Thank you, Show, for giving my cat the hiccups. You son bitch. Give me the hiccups soon, too. But it's like, really, okay, this is like Ghostbusters 2016, it really is. Where that movie stopped to go, oh man, Ghostbusters, but they're women, and BTTT. What you're doing is you're proving those haters right. You're proving them right. You prove them correct. You're proving what they said about you all along. They hit a nerve. You know how you move in and you hit the right spot and you hit the funny bone? That's what it is. The people online hit the funny bone on you, and you're like, well, we're going to take those words and use it against them. But people who don't know what's going on, they're going to be like, why are they saying that? People that do know what's going on, they're going to be, wait, because I had issues? Because I had worries? which is confirmed. You want to take a shot at me? And the few people, it's like, oh, yeah, get those awful people. But what does that have to do with the show within the story? But it's not, because nothing about that. Well, actually, that's not true. That goes to the ending that completely derails the show, the story, whatever. Even they admit it sucks. So you ruined your own show because a couple people online you got mad about. Congrats on spending all that money for a waste of time. The Light Elf, like, a lot of these courtroom stories are so forgettable and uninteresting. I do think that a superhero show that's a lawyer show, well, that's Daredevil. But like a comedy version of that maybe could work. But there's no wit to it. Number one, people who wrote this show, they don't know how a courtroom works. They don't know how lawyer speak works. They don't know a damn thing. Number two, these side stories are never intriguing. An elf that pretended to be Megan Thee Stallion. And another one, this guy named Mr. Immortal married a bunch of women. When he wanted to divorce them, he would do something to end his life. But he didn't end his life. He just faked his death and moved on. And the woman's like, man, you hurt me. You lied to me. But as soon as they hear about money, oh, right, it's a party. I'm like, so it wasn't really the emotion you cared about. It was you didn't paid. So he's an ass and you're greedy. So and why do we care? So, oh, by the way, Tim Roth Abomination, he gets let go. He's on probation. The elf lady, the light elf, gets loses because Jen testifies that yes, this guy would be so delusional that he would think he was going out with Megan Thee Stallion. Thus, this guy was lied, manipulated. Thus, the elf is guilty of everything. At the end, the parole say Tim Roth is free. She's walking home. People attack her. They can't break the skin. She beats all 3-4 of them easily. They go away. And then at times throughout the credits, it'll have something at the end. Sometimes. The little bit you see is Megan Thee Stallion saying, oh man, maybe be your client someday. And She-Hulk loses her mind and they both start twerking and shaking their ass. If that's not cringe, I don't know what is. Twerking. That's the comedy of today. Twerking. How about you shake your ass right out of this room, please? Get out of my face. Episode 4. Juan is watching Sopranos. There's this this magician who's a dick. Accidentally teleported this girl to the wrong spot. She made a deal with a demon to get out for a couple droplets of blood. You think, oh my god. Is that why later on there's little baby demons? I guess, maybe? Pretty much just see. I'm sorry, I'm pausing because I'm reading this stuff so I can remember what the hell happened on the show. Juan is tired of this magician using the stuff he taught him for this cheap show act and getting people teleported to where they don't need to go. Because this drunk woman was teleported to Juan and spoiled him on The Sopranos. I'm like, why are you mentioning a better show on your show? I'll just go over and watch that show. Meanwhile, Jen makes herself on the app, but why would anyone want this frumpy, douchey looking character? Then she makes an app for the She-Hulk, and I'm like, who would want this cartoon abomination? But a lot of people. But then the dates, all the men are creeps. One guy, well, when she's Jen, the guy barely gives her the time of day, is already getting to the next one while she has to pay for it. When she's She-Hulk, there's the nerdy, creepy guy who wants to stick her. Not in the way we normally would, but with a actual DNA. Well, not again, not in the dick way, but in needle way. One is a guy who's like a buff bodybuilder type guy. He's like, how much do you bench? Very egotistical ass. I forget who the hell the other. I think there was another guy. And there's a guy that is nice. And then what's funny is that when they get back to her place, she accidentally spills stuff on his shirt. He takes it off. And then when he leaves, she picks up the shirt. I swear to God, I thought she was going to sniff it. Because I think that's what happens like Zack Snyder's Justice League movie, where they take Aquaman's shirt and sniff it. No, instead she just tosses over. I mean, imagine if a guy did that. If a guy did that. People would say sexist. How dare that person do that? That person only thinks of that person's body, not their mind. You misogynistic pig. Oh, but if it's the other way, it's perfectly fine. That's my point. It goes both ways. You don't complain about one, but you're not going to complain about the other. Again, it's called hypocrisy. To me, it wouldn't be a big deal, but the fact again, that if this was a man doing it to a woman, you would be going out of your mind. But if a woman does it to a man, and only thinks about the person, sex and body, then if a woman does it, it's fine. If a guy does it, oh my God, how dare he do that? So the magician does another damn act. There's these little demons that pop up. Juan gets there. And of all the people he knows, he needs She-Hulk's help. Of all the people you think he would know. Especially all the people from Endgame, from getting all the portals open. Oh, I guess I'll do She-Hulk. And pretty much just throwing the demons out of the portals. One portal is like in the mountains. I guess the idea is that the demons will now survive out there. I'm like, you better hope not. Otherwise, they don't come back and they'll be pissed and maybe multiply. I don't know. But yes, there's no danger. There's no struggle. She does it perfectly easy and fine and calm. And just, throws the demons and then it's all good. And the magician's like, okay, fine, I'll stop doing it. Then later she finds out that her name has been trademarked by Titania. That goes in episode 5. So what have you gotten so far in 4 episodes? A Pussy Hulk, filler, complain about trolls online, Which, yeah, I don't think they're trolls. I think they just had legitimate concerns that you didn't want to listen to. And then look what happened. You bombed so badly that they didn't announce the season 2. Twerking, Megan Thee Stallion, which I never listened to a damn song of hers until that episode, and I'm like, yep, this is why I don't listen to her. And Jed the Shell being a slut, be as horny as the rest of us. And then trademark infringement, because that's the tantalizing aspect of comedy, is trademark infringement. Still have 5 episodes left. Which I heard, because it's already 51 minutes. Episode 5. She-Hulk is mad that Titiana, I'm going to call her that, which they try to explain, but I still don't understand how she tried to kill jurors. Plenty of witnesses, yet she still was allowed to be free. Because some stupid bit probably tried to be comedy and failing. I still don't get why she's on the streets. And by the way, that whole Titiana thing doesn't lead to anything big at the end there. But Titiana's doing it for beauty products. Meanwhile, she needs a new costume. So they go to the guy who can make costumes of various superheroes. Her 2 buds, her Paralito, and then this guy named Pug. Because he's so dumb, he's like a dog. Loyal and dumb like a dog. He's a pug. Set up a meeting, or they go to see the guy, and they have to buy bootleg Avengers stuff. The guy's like, fine, come in. Okay, set up an appointment. Which, eventually she does come. And it's okay, we'll have a lot of spandex. One leads to another. She finds out a way to stop the copyright stuff. Because if she can't use her name, then she'll lose her job. Because they want She-Hulk. Wait, I went on these dates before. Let's pray them one by one. It'll be humiliating and embarrassing to me, but it'll help win the case. Because that's proof that I was She-Hulk before they said it was She-Hulk. Oh, and at the end, the costumer says you can't have stuff lying around like this. It's a helmet of Daredevil. Trying to be because a Daredevil, he has a costume that's more yellow, gold, yellow. This is like a gold helmet. Yellow gold helmet. Which you have to wait till episode 8 for that. Because episode 6, yeah, get the fucking wedding episode in there where she's going to be the bridesmaid. And she goes there, she's asked not to be the She-Hulk. Because I don't want to take my shine away when I'm getting married. So she's a bridesmaid to this lady who seems to not like her in the first place, so why the hell is she even there in the first place? Just go home. Just like, you don't like me. And then if you think that you don't find some reason as to why she doesn't like... Well, we all know why we don't like Jen. But why does this girl hate Jen so much? And why is she so mean to her? And is there something that's a misunderstanding? Or something that she did that Jen doesn't remember? Or some way where they're going to learn to patch some differences? Learn a bit of respect? No. He meets the guy at the wedding. Pays to get drunk and dance to that song. Da, 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 broken glass, glass. Dun, 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 dun. A broken glass. Until finally, Tidiana, who's there as well, who's also a friend of the bride, she just decides to fight. She-Hulk protects herself. Bride gets pissed. They're gone. Meanwhile, there's this side plot of Mr. Immortal, fake deaths multiple times to get out of relationships and marriages. And the two lawyers, the one that was representing Jen in episode 5, with the copyright stuff, and then the paralegal, no, she did not get shit on by Vince McMahon, although she should have in this case. I get the idea that, hey, Mr. Morrow, he's a terrible person where he led all these women astray and just, instead of going up and getting a divorce or man-to-man talking to them, he just bailed out. That's not a nice thing at all. But these two are so unprofessional. Like, just how, yeah, you don't get yours, man. Man, I don't want to represent you, but man, I guess I'll have to do it. Like, it's like, how did you guys get this job, man? And it ends with someone finds, I forget what it's called, information something. It's pretty much Reddit, which says cancel She-Hulk. She, insulting her throughout the threads. I'm like, is one of them me? So we get to episode 7. Oh yeah, the guy who liked her before, and I talked about the thing with the shirt. He said, well, I don't really like Jen. I liked her as She-Hulk. I'm like, yeah, if it wasn't for her terrible personality and the terrible special effects, I probably liked her as She-Hulk more than Jen. Then she meets another guy, and like, I wonder if this guy's going to be on the up and up. Of course he isn't, because he ghosts her. And then we find out later why he ghosted her. So she is mad that this guy from the wedding ghosted her. And then she is told that Tim Roth, something's going on with his parole, like something going on with the... make sure the ankle bracelet's doing fine. It is doing fine. And lo and behold, Tim Roth's on the up and up. Because the Abomination has become a pussy guru leader of a support group. With characters like... what the hell were these characters? Bullshit? Bullman. Oh, Man Bull, sorry. The Man Bullshit. Mambo and some wannabe Matador, wannabe Zorro guy who's tired of being called a Matador. You have a porcupine guy that is just a guy wearing a costume and he won't take off his mask, and when he does, the joke is that, man, you stink. And then a guy who thinks he's a vampire, even though most of it takes place in the daytime, where he's not burned up, so of course he's not a vampire. So, like, these are the jokes, man. This is the humor. The Man-Bull doesn't like the Minotaur because... Minotaur. Doesn't like the the guy with the sword because he thinks, oh, you like a Matador. And what do Matador do to bulls? Oh, he's a guy who's a vampire, but you think, he's... And then Tim Roth gets Jen to do group therapy with them, where she tells a whole lot of nonsense. That lady, you didn't want to learn a thing from Bruce, your own cousin, who's been doing this for 15 years. But now all of a sudden this group and Tim Roth knows more than him, and you don't listen to him. You won't listen to your cousin, but you'll listen to Tim Roth's Abomination. And a guy dressed as a porcupine. And then, also in the group is the guy... one of the guys that tried to attack her in episode 3 or so, that they couldn't get the needle in. And she's like, oh, I'm going to beat you up Fine, I'll be in that corner. When I come out, I'm gonna rip your head off. Oh no, I've changed my ways. I've changed my ways. Now you think, lo and behold, she would have asked, why did you tap me? Did someone send you? Who sent you? No. No. Nope, nope, nope. She never answers that at all. Like, she never asks that question. Let alone did I answer it at all. Why? You know, instead they do the namaste, woosa, woosa. They go out. There's something about the ritual where you go into a spa or not a spa. I don't know where she went to. Steam room. She went to the steam room, came out. Yeah. We don't get any backstory of the character really. You don't learn anything about the character. There's no reason to sympathize with her. There's like attempting to say, oh, she learned something, but not really, because especially by the next one, she didn't learn anything. There's so many fillers in this 9-episode run. Number 8, Leapfrog. Some guy who wanted to be a vigilante like a frog. This makes Kick-Ass seem more like Batman compared to Leapfrog. So he's trying to be a crime fighter. He screws up. Then his suit gets screwed up. And he's on fire for a little bit. So he wants to sue the costumer that we saw in episode... What was it? 5. Episode 5. I'm going to sue him because he gave me this stuff. It's a liability. That's where you get Charlie Cox as Daredevil. He comes in and talks about how pretty much schools She-Hulk on being a lawyer. And yes, this is Daredevil. Was Charlie Cox, and then later he's going to follow Leapfrog, and this guy's going to screw up with this costumer who helps all these heroes. It is Daredevil with the gold helmet, the bit of a yellow look. Where she literally calls a ketchup and mustard color scheme. And Daredevil's avoiding She-Hulk for a little bit of time, and then she just completely beats him and unmasks him like a bitch. Does this, does that, tosses him, grabs him. Oh, wait. Pulls his mask off. And there's so many times that this Charlie Cox, I'm like, this is Daredevil? Like, he acts completely different than what I saw of him in those 3 seasons of Daredevil TV show. He doesn't act like Daredevil from that show. Like him going, wait. And it's always, She-Hulk's always got to be, I'm better than you. Look, I beat and easily grabbed Daredevil and defeated him and took his mask. And he's stumbling on his words. Oh, I said it has a ketchup and mustard color scheme. Okay, Daredevil has a little bit of a fight where he fights 3 guys, although not nearly as well done, not nearly as well developed, not nearly as well choreographed as anything in Daredevil season 1, 2, or 3. But he fights these 3 guys. He's getting ready to fight these guys. More guys coming down the hallway, and She-Hulk just slams down and slams on them. Because She-Hulk is better. Remember, She-Hulk's better. Hey, you know She-Hulk is better? Yeah, She-Hulk's better. In case you don't know that She-Hulk is better. It's better than anybody. Hell, I mean, not too long after, She-Hulk and Daredevil, Matt Murdock have sex. Smash. Talk about Hulk smash. And throughout it, she keeps bragging, oh, I smashed Daredevil. Ooh, I fucked him. without saying the F word. But it's like, and the next morning he like walks home barefoot, and he's in this Daredevil costume, but he's barefoot. So you're walking in the daytime with your costume on, but for some reason not your shoes on, just walking. Hey, how's it going? What the hell? Who the hell is this? This ain't fucking Daredevil. It's not even from the show Daredevil. Who the hell is this guy? And Charlie Cox, why would he say yes to this? I'm sure he said yes because by this point, Disney took Daredevil away from Netflix. There was talk of whether he would ever be in a film. They put him a cameo in the Spider-Man No Way Home movie. So it's like, okay, I gotta kiss their ass a bit so I could get another season of the show as Daredevil. I can only imagine that's the only reason he did this. Or he's one of these other 850 celebrities that just lose their mind. Well, it's more than that, but I just picked that number just because. And then you get in episode 9. God, this is going to be as long as a damn movie. My friend Afri is a big fan of the Hulk. Perhaps his favorite comic book character growing up. Massive fan of Bill Bixby's, which I've seen a few episodes and I like the show, but he's a massive fan of the Incredible Hulk with Bill Bixby. He likes the 2008 Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton. He's a huge fan, and he saw one episode of this and gave up, and I don't blame him. One day, though, what I should do one day is get him to watch all 9 episodes and say, Efrey, record a video, send it to me, I'll upload it on this channel. Just have him. He will lose his fucking mind on this show, man. But he'd have to do like a video after every episode so like he doesn't forget. He will lose his mind. He will lose his mind. And I know they're trying to be witty on this, but I think he will lose his mind on this. And the reason I thought of him is the episode 9 does a meta thing where it puts her in the intro of the 70s Incredible Hulk show, which you would probably find on YouTube. But it's like her mimicking the scenes in the Incredible Hulk show from the 70s, but they plugged her into it. And I know people praise this. I thought it sucked. I don't mind like the film quality to make it look like an older show. And it's trying to have like the same framing. Like her being in the thing that Bill Bixby was in the beginning, trying to mimic it. I could give credit to that. But I think the idea is silly and stupid. And because this character is so irritating and annoying, I don't want her in something that's good. Like the 70s show. Also, it's like they couldn't get the music. So they're not even using the theme music. And I guess they couldn't use they couldn't use the original narration because it was describing someone better, David Banner. So in the previous episode, she was at this gala, and something happened where she was accepted this award for the best lawyer, which, I mean, I don't know if they have those kind of galas, but whatever. Then someone leaks the person who had the Reddit, I know they're not Reddit, but they're pretty much Reddit posts of Hulk. The leader posts a bunch of warnings, posts footage of her fucking, she gets pissed, finds someone who's with the group, chases after, but wrecks stuff, and so they're worried about her, so she's in jail at the beginning of episode 9. And the whole intro is a dream she has. So she's in the jail cell, pretty much the same jail cell that Tim Roth was earlier in the show. In the season, I should say. And they put in... Somehow they did an inhibitor onto her. Even though Bruce Banner did this big deal of, oh, I don't know. I mean, Tony Stark helped me do that. And this was, a prototype. And by this point, Hulk was in space for whatever reason. But now we have this device that you need to leave this on so you don't turn to the Hulk. She gets fired. She needs to figure out what's going on, clear her name. So her paralegal's like, hey, I'll post on this not Reddit. And instantly get invited. I love how in movies, a lot of times they'll get on a chat or something. They post like a thread. They immediately get responses. A lot of times in the real world, you post a thread, you may get a response in a week. If you're lucky, a couple hours. So everything feels rushed. Like we're doing a Usain Bolt to the finish line. They send the one guy Pug into the party. And you find out, oh, that weirdo incel guy, that creep who said in episode 4, one of the dates, something about calling her a specimen. And then he appeared one other time in another episode at the lawyer offices. Yeah, that guy's the villain. Because he's an incel. Nerdy incel who don't like the Hulk. Because he's trying to be attacking people online. The trolls, the haters. So you derail your show, you derail amount of storytelling. Well, this didn't have any to begin with. But you even, to the point yourself, say that I'll get to that. So during the incel party, Tim Roth comes in for some reason as the Abomination, and it's like, well, why is he here? And also, they changed the way Abomination looks. He doesn't look like he did in the 2008 film. But just to be fair, Hulk doesn't look like he the same way. But like, why is he there? Why did he have to change to Abomination to talk? And just, he's such a pussy. Everybody's such a pussy in this. So the nerd puts somehow, oh yeah, that guy that ghosted her, he worked for this nerd. And somehow, I guess, like, before sex, or when she's sleeping, or something, got blood DNA from her. I mean, I don't know, unless he, I don't know, squeegeed his dick from the fucking, and then put that in, I don't know. But here they say blood. So somehow this guy injects the blood into him. He becomes a goofy looking Hulk. Goofball. Horrendous effects. Fucking goof troop. Hulk. Incel Hulk. And then it's purposely being bad, purposefully being worse and worse and worse. Where it's, oh, Titiana now arrives. Then the Hulk slams down through the roof, and now he's fighting the Abomination. Now he's like so much smaller. Because in 2008 they were toe to toe. Like, here it's like the Hulk is so much smaller, and Abomination so much taller. Because I guess small Hulk is how much of a pussy he is. Needle dick. They're a needle dick. And literally, She-Hulk's breaking the fourth wall. This is getting messy. This doesn't make any sense. Why does it not make any sense? She's like, hold it. So then the show stops, and then you see the Disney Plus app. She comes out of the app, looks around, goes down to the making of, goes behind the scenes, fights some security guards, yells at the writers. Like, what are you doing? And I see these writers, I think they're the real writers. No wonder this show sucks. You just take a look at the writers. You take a look at that writer's room, you just see why this show sucks. They really did hire, well, that lady's Asian, that guy is black and fat, that girl is that girl is that guy looks like a pussy. So they just hired writer's room not because they have talent, not because they have skills, not because they can tell stories or jokes. It's, hey, you're a certain race, you're a certain color, you're a certain fat. You fat. Sound like Scott Steiner. Fat. Just, you go ahead. Fucking, you write this shit. Waste everyone's time. Goes to see Kevin, which is meant to be Kevin Feige, but it's Kevin, an AI robot, with a hat on it, because Kevin Feige wears a hat. And pretty much talking about, how come there's so many cameos, and why do we have to have tropes where, you have this big action scene at the end, and blah, 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 and change the show, Bruce shouldn't be here, and that person shouldn't be here, and let's have it outside, and let's be a lawyer show, and I thought that's what we were trying to be in the first place. So after talking about BS, the AI robot, which was just so stupid, it's like, okay. She leaves, goes back to her world. I get that there's so much fourth wall breaking, and that can work. Deadpool 2, I thought, did that well at the end of the film. Cher is playing, If I Could Turn Back Time, and you have, him shooting Ryan Reynolds for a script. X-Men Origins Wolverine, telling him some stuff. But man, this did not work. It was obnoxious, it was annoying, it was purposely a clusterfuck. It wasn't an entertaining one. And then, the show just ends. We don't see the battle, we don't see the confrontation. It's just, the incel is not a Hulk anymore. He's just arrested. Tim Roth, I guess he got arrested? I don't know. I don't remember, I should say. And it's like, well, okay, so what was the whole point of Titiana, and where was that going? What was the point of having all this stuff about guys ghosting her, and these guys trying to beat her up, and they trying to get through her skin, and here's this other thing here, which is pretty much, hey, we need the serum to put into someone, like the Winter Soldier, or Super Soldier Serum, whatever. They're pretty much doing that same thing. It may seem like this was all pointless. This whole damn season was pointless. They have a little bit of family dinner, and Hulk comes in. He's got this guy named Star, who's his son. Who the fuck is Star? I know. Okay, from what I understand, he's in the comics. And I guess that's why the Hulk was in space, in a spaceship. Because, I don't know, he found an alien and screwed an alien and had a kid, I guess? I don't know. Sorry, I have not read that comic and don't know who the hell he is, and you don't explain anything. Who the hell is that? Where the hell he come from? How did this happen? And you explain nothing. Explain nothing. And it's just like, hey, we know we. It's like they want what they want to do is, yeah, we know we suck. We wrote a lazy, unfunny show, but you know what? We're just going to say, yeah, we know we're lazy and unfunny, but we were doing that on purpose. And well, you know what? We don't know what we're doing, so we just wrapped everything up without explaining anything. So why she has her job back? Why she, well, Tim Roth, his whole going on parole, that seemed to be all pointless. All the plot threads, and we're reminded yet again that yes, she did have sex with Daredevil. She smashed it. She smashed Daredevil. Not in the beating up, as in the fuck. Fuck this show. I'm tired of talking about hour and 20 minutes. Way too damn long. I'm fucking tired. My throat hurts. My balls itch. My ass scratches. And I'm just tired of talking about this show. This is without doubt one of the worst shows I've ever seen in my life. Live action wise. Yeah, there's some pretty bad cartoons. I did a list of my top 5 worst cartoon shows. I forgot Santa Inc. even existed. People are like, why did you put that on the list? Just I forgot it. Just I forgot it even existed. But live action shows, easily one of the worst I have ever seen. It craps on its characters. It's never funny. It's never witty. It's lazy, horrendously directed, terrible special effects, a lazy ending. That's what you thought was witty. I keep saying be creative, and then they were creative in the wrong way. Hate this, despise this, and that's all I got. I did not know this was going to be this damn long, but it is what it is. Thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. I'm fucking done.